Hola from the west side. It is me, DC the Purple Diva. Welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Thursday, y'all. And I hope that everyone has had a wonderful day. Productive, too. It was a pretty cool day for me. I've been around a few chats today, did a little networking, and I got to go to my friend Deacon of Defense's first monetized live stream. So, if you didn't know, I got a lot of friends who are getting monetized. I better get my butt in gear because I still have a ways to go. I still have 2,400 watch hours to go. That's right. 2,400 to get to 4,000. But I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on it. But I was just kind of moseying around the YouTube streets today and just, really looking at a lot of different live streams, just, seeing how different people do their live streams. And it's interesting that, I don't know, but a lot of the ones, at least during the day or daytime hours for me, a lot of them are live streams for growth. You do have some that are doing their regular content, but I think because so many people, and I'm just going to say this, that I have a lot of friends who are working towards monetization. So I think that's why a lot of them are doing growth streams now. For me, I'm not on during the day. And hey, Matt. And since I'm not on during the day, it doesn't make sense for me to be doing a growth stream. Plus, it's not really my style. And it's hard to do a growth stream. But my hats are off to the ones who do them. For me, I just want my stream to be more, laid back, chill, talk about whatever. Sometimes it's structured, sometimes it's not. I just find that that's the best way to do it. And although it's called Not So Random Chat, sometimes our chat does get a little random, y'all. I must admit, sometimes it does. But I've been doing some political looking around today. This Tom Strayer, I'm going to get his name right now. It's Tom Strayer. Is running Democratic. That's the one I told you guys runs for everything. But he's on a Democrat. And apparently, I guess I haven't been paying attention. But apparently he's done some of these debates. And I don't see him getting a whole bunch of traction, though. Right now, it looks like the front runners on the Democrat side are Buttigieg, Bernie Sanders, and then Warren, which is never going to happen. You know, if in fact we decide that we want a woman president, they're not going to do it anytime soon. Unfortunately, guys. You know, they're just not. I think they sent that message loud and clear via Hillary. Hey, DLD. You your live ended. I came back through for a minute. That was a really good subject matter. You don't like any of who? You don't like any of what lives? You don't like any of what, Matt? Hey, Terry. Yeah, I know. I don't think many people do like any of the candidates. That's the problem. It's like you want to vote, but you're like, what am I voting for? You know, it's horrible that it's going to be the lesser of two evils. Thank you, Terry. And I don't like the way that Mike Bloomberg is trying to twist his ads to make it seem like Obama would back him for president. You know? Because he has all these ads from when he was mayor and tries to make it seem like, you know, he's for us. But I ain't trying to hear all that. Dude, you allowed the stop and frisk to continue. I'd like you to explain that one. Explain that to me. I don't need an apology. I need an explanation for why you did it. Because I don't think you're sorry. But that's just me. Hey, Miss Pamela. Yeah, I don't need any types of apologies, especially don't bring your butt into another black church with this nonsense apology. Don't try to do it out here in California. I'm just going to tell you. You think that your hometown isn't feeling you. Well, they've let us know not to trust you as well. I'm telling you, I have seen so many posts in several groups that I've been in on Facebook, and I've seen a few on Twitter from people who are from New York telling people don't trust this man. Oh, and here's the kicker, you guys. Today, a briefing was made where I believe it was the NSA was letting the press know that Russia is trying to tamper with the current election that's going on to help Mr. Trump to get back into office. So Mr. Trump immediately fired this person because he doesn't want that information to be out. Too late. Now, how does this make you look, Mr. Trump? You know, I mean, regardless of whether, I mean, we knew if Russia tried to do something the last time, they're going to try to do something again. And that man just told Trump, no, he had nothing to do with it. And Trump, what, you believing him because he's a great guy? He sucks up to Russia. Oh, you're welcome, DLD. It was nice to see that several of us gave you some love doing your first official live after monetization. But yeah, so today we find out that Russia is again messing with the presidential election. The government is letting us know this. The president fires the head of that part of the government and puts somebody in who is more of a loyalist. In other words, someone who's not going to tell us Americans what we need to know if it might damage him. Y'all, we need help. I mean, like, if this man gets back into office, I'm praying for a miracle from somewhere. And if it's not a miracle from someplace else, then may the miracle happen within him. May he suddenly do things that he doesn't even know why he's doing, because they're the right thing. That's what I pray for. If we're going to be stuck with him for another 4 years, that God intervenes. That's what I pray for. And he needs to give him a better spiritual advisor than Paula White. That is a joke. Well, Miss Pamela, I believe in the power of prayer, so because y'all know somebody must have prayed to get that man in there. I don't know who it was. Probably those Republican Christians. Yeah. That's who it was. Because he pretended to have Christian values. What a crock. More than black Republicans need to understand that, DLD. More than the black Republicans. And maybe the right answer for us is to get rid of the people that are in the House and in the Senate. Preferably the Senate, because we have control, because the Democrats have control of the House. But the only way that anything can happen is if they get rid of Mitch McConnell, is leading the Senate. I don't know how they're going to do it, but, because I don't even know if there are enough seats up for grabs for them to have the opportunity in this election to grab any extra seats in the Senate. She is, Terry. That's why I said she's a joke. That's why I said that's a joke that he has her as his spiritual advisor. You know, she allegedly had an affair with another pastor and broke up a church. Allegedly. In Florida. Allegedly. She allegedly did that. So, you know, I'm just putting that out there. I haven't listened to anything she said for years. She has proven herself to be a charlatan and a fraud. And the fact that is his spiritual advisor is laughable. You know? I mean, if he had somebody who was really a godly person as his spiritual advisor, maybe, you know, but she's not, in my opinion. Now, was she at one time? She probably was at one time. But at this particular time, all I see is someone who's corrupt. Yeah, well, you know, Jeremiah is a little radical. Jeremiah's a little radical. So I understood why it scared those people that are not black that he was 44's advisor at you know, that 44 came out of his church too. Well, I think they were scared about that. You know, and, you know, he said some things that are a little off the wall and everything, you know, but I would not call him a charlatan and a fraud. I would just say he's confused about some things. And he should have thought about them before he said them out loud. You know, but I think he's a little rough around the edges, you know. He's too black for him as well. Father Flagger tells the truth, and he's one. I can't with you, Terry. Let me just say, you know, Terry, we've had the conversation about Catholicism. You know how I feel about priests and stuff. Not all of them, but I have my own personal experience of knowing one of the ones who touch children. So, yeah, that ran me up out of the Catholic Church. And I'll say it over and over again. That is the reason why I left the Catholic Church. And I have a relationship with God, and I no longer belong to any type of denomination. You know. But, you know, as far as they're concerned, I'm a backslidden Catholic because I was not kicked out of the Catholic Church. I wasn't excommunicated. I didn't do anything to be excommunicated that they know of. However, you know, I did not carry the tradition on with my own child. You know, my son was in a full immersion baptism when he was old enough to say that he accepted Yeshua. That part. Oh yeah, David's in the background saying hi. Miss Pamela said hi. Oh, here he comes. He's coming over here so you can hear him. You gonna say hi to Miss Pamela?
Pamela.
All right, there. That baritone voice. Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about, Flegler. I don't know who you. I don't know who is that. See, the only one I like is that nun. That nun that does a show. I think she's on PBS or something. I like that nun because she is really, really radical and she says what's on her mind. I can't think of her name though for nothing. Sister something. You know, but she's on one of the public broadcasting ones. I mean, she answers like a lot of questions. I swear it's like a little old nun who's been a nun forever, but she gives her opinions and she's very, very opinionated. Yeah, I know she's floating around on YouTube. When I remember her name, I'll mention it at some later date. It's not really relevant right now. I just mentioned it because I thought of it. Like it's not really relevant to the current conversation. But yeah, so Monday will be the celebration of life for Kobe. And I wanted to say something in regards to that. I guess here on YouTube, I'm not in that number, but I guess some here on YouTube had a problem, with feeling sorry for Vanessa Bryant because she's not a Black woman. Y'all, let me just say this, okay? Kobe was, as we all know, raised all over. The guy speaks he spoke 5 different languages, like my dad. Like my dad. My dad speaks 5 languages. But he's from a generation where with that kind of, background, and even though he was sheltered, it was highly likely that he was probably not going to marry someone Black, even though he took Brandy to the prom. I mean, and here's what I'll say. I don't think his parents liked that. I think that was more of their issue back in the day. I think that was more of their issue, and, but I'm not going to, begrudge that this girl's sympathy or my prayers, because good, right, or wrong, or indifferent, this is the person he chose to be with. He married her. He's been with her the whole time, other than that little hiccup when he was foolish. But, we all know how that happened, because that was set up because he put a mark on his back by saying something. If he'd have never said he would never cheat on his wife, I don't think that situation would have ever come to fruition. but he put it out there into the universe. And you know what they say about saying never say never. You know, but the fact that she is not Black, who cares? His children are at least half Black. You know, she's the mother, she's his wife. She's, you know, she's not his baby's mama, you know. And I personally think that she's due the respect, you know. I know all these crazy rumors that are floating around in regards to their marriage. Nobody even knows if any of that stuff is true. I think at this point, you know, we should just have prayers for her, because she's got a big task, you know, in front of her, because she's got to carry on this foundation, you know, for the kids. She's got to carry on his legacy. And that's going to be something really, really big for her to do. And so we just really need to, you know, just pray that she has the strength to do it the right way, the way that he would have wanted it done. You know, but hey, Tatted Hearts, but I don't get people, you know, being mad at her and talking crazy about her because she's non-Black. You know, but I do think that had something to do with initially, you know, when he got with her. I don't think his parents were happy about that. You know. But the celebration of life is going to be on Monday. I do know some people who probably are going to be going. I'm not. I didn't even register. I wasn't trying to go. But I don't know if it's going to be on nationally. I would be surprised if it's not. I would be very surprised if it's not. You know, considering, you know, when Michael died, that was on national TV, you know, and because of Kobe being worldwide known, I'm pretty sure that it's probably going to be on a lot of the, you know, the stations. It's going to be at the Staples Center, and I'm hoping that after that at least gives the city of Los Angeles some type of peace, you know, because they've been hit hard. And then for this little young rapper who's from the East Coast, but for him to be murdered here in Los Angeles, you know, this past week. And it was a targeted hit. It was a targeted hit. The police have confirmed that the house was targeted. So, but it appears that it was a robbery gone bad, that he caught them. Yeah, they had a beautiful memorial. I'm not sure how much of the memorial is still in front of the Nokia. I believe they have left portions of it in front of the Staples Center for the celebration of life, but I know that anything around that is going to be gone after Monday, the 24th. It's still unreal to most of us. I think that, you know, that Kobe Bryant is gone, you know, and I'm glad that people are starting to stop talking about Gayle King, because she doesn't deserve, you know, the press. It's about Kobe. about his, about that. That was a distraction. That whole situation was a distraction. But we shall see what happens on Monday. I believe that it's going to be something very, very beautiful. And I hope that they do it in a dignified manner. I'm sure that the Lakers organization is going to make sure that it's done in a dignified manner. I know. I don't think any of us, and apparently we've had the three, how when it's in threes, there's been several people that have died since then. But as far as African Americans, we've had Kobe, then we had Janae, and then we had this little rapper that was 2-3, just like that. But we've also had Kirk Douglas, who lived to be over 100 years old, and the character actor I told you guys about, Mr. Orson Bean, whose celebration of life I'm going to be going to in a couple of weeks. He is the husband of Allie Bean, who was the mom on The Wonder Years, for all of you guys who saw that show. And they were both members, she still is, of my church. My church is predominantly Black, but we do have some. We got a few of everything else in the we have a few white people, we got a few Latinos, we got a couple of Asians. We have a few people that are from the continent, from Nigeria, from Libya, from Ghana. Yeah, they go to my church. And this Sunday, you guys, I'm wearing African attire again for the second week in a row, because I wore African attire last week. But maybe this weekend I'll actually take a picture and post it on my community tab. I meant to last week, but didn't happen. But maybe I will this Sunday. I'll see if I can get David to take a good picture. Because that's my photographer at church, my son. But yeah, it's rough just thinking about the hole that's left, because I think Kobe was doing a lot of things in the Los Angeles area. He wasn't coming out in front of everybody and telling you that he was doing it, but he was doing a lot. And he was doing a lot for the homeless. I don't know about the rest of the country, but right now, California is on major blast about the homeless situation, especially Los Angeles. And they are trying to supposedly build facilities to help some of these people get off the street. But one of the things that they're trying to do that I do not agree with is that they're trying to get a law passed that people that have mental health issues, that they're forced to get treatment. And, I know from my personal experience with people who have mental health issues that a lot of people that are on those medicines don't want to be on the medicines because of how the medicines make them feel, and they'd rather be anywhere that they don't have to take that medicine, because although it may help with some of the symptoms, the way that it makes them feel, it's like they're a zombie, like they're not living. So, but the catch to this whole thing, that the governor, because this is the governor of California is the one behind this. The catch to this thing is that there is no plethora of mental health services for all of these people. He's talking about institutionalizing them. Institutionalize them where? Where are they, all of these people who have the mental health issues that are on the streets, not just in Los Angeles, but in other streets in cities in California? Where the heck does he think that they're going to go? How many, how big is our mental health facilities? I don't think that they would be able to handle that. But he wants to put through a law to force them to get treatment. Let me see. What are you talking about on Lovely T? Oh, she did a story about them. About that lady. Let me see what you said. I have seen the story now, Terry. Several YouTubers have covered it. I did not look at Lovely T's coverage of it as of yet, Pamela. What did Lovely T do? That's the problem, the side effects of the medicine. But putting this law into effect would take away these people's rights. It would be taking away their rights. Because people, you can't force them. So basically, they have to be on the meds, or you won't house them. Is that what you're saying? That if they don't get on these meds, because I can tell you, I know someone who manages some of those buildings down in downtown Los Angeles, and you can try if you want, but once they're in the place, unless you are physically putting them in a hospital, there's no way you're going to force them to take the medication. And even if they are in a hospital, people know how to not take medication and make you think they took the medication. But in regards to that young lady, y'all, and apparently, I don't know if she was related to, or they said she was involved with one of the men. I don't remember what it was. But I do know that, she appeared to have great glee in, doing what she did. And people have been killed for putting people out, for doing that. She's not the first one. She's not the first one to be murdered over basically putting somebody out, that wasn't out. Ew, incest. Incest. So, that's even worse. That's even worse. I told you, I mean, I've seen, the high level of it, and they said she was involved with one of the guys, and I guess the guys were cousins. Yuck. And she actually walked in on them, apparently. And they're saying she filmed it? Man, you got to be careful. Because now she's dead. And 3 lives are ruined. Because they going to jail. They are going to jail. Yeah, she really should have kept that to herself. She should have kept that to herself. Especially if there weren't no kids involved, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, even though what they were doing was illegal, because incest is illegal. But I'm just like, in regards to they paid her and I thought that, okay, so she blackmailed them. They gave her the money and then she still told, well, see, that's why she's dead. That's why she's dead. And they should have thought about it before they killed her. Yeah, because I thought she tried to okay, so it is what I thought. I thought she tried to blackmail them. They weren't going for it. And they didn't believe she would do it. And she did. But I guess she didn't believe that they would kill her. And they did. Shot her in traffic. Someone recorded the crash of her car. And hit another car. Yeah, so she crashed. As a result of being shot. So now he's responsible for if that other person was injured as well. See, she only wanted $5,000. So that's all that secret was worth, was $5,000. People do some crazy stuff. And then for her to come on Facebook with the stuff. Man, see, I've never been on Facebook Live. I've been on somebody else's live. somebody else was on live and they, got me to come on the camera. That's about it. But I've never gone live on Facebook except for the one time that I tested out doing a live on Facebook where I did a live from StreamYard. I did a test live on StreamYard, but it wasn't through Facebook Live. Yeah, I've never used Facebook Live. Yeah, but they were stupid. When people are high on emotion, they were in a panic mode. This was going to destroy their lives, but now everybody knows anyway. So killing her, what did that solve? Because she had already told. So, how many people are on Facebook? Millions. She was crazy for getting on there and doing that, though. And I haven't actually watched the video, but I understand she took great, she was like ecstatic to tell the world. She took great pleasure in it. She took great pleasure in it. Press for something. I don't see. Here's my thing. When it comes to people who you having sex with, the only person that needs to know is the person you're having sex with. That's really my opinion. And the world doesn't really need to know all of that. Especially in this heightened, age of the alphabet community. Because somebody's going to turn this. And they're going to turn it into, them being the victims. I'm telling you, somebody's going to do that. Yeah, see, we don't even know the whole circumstances. We don't know how she caught them, how she walked in on them. We don't know none of that, and I really don't want to know. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't want to know. None of us should know about these men. She should have announced that. If she was going to tell somebody, tell the family. That's really who should have. If you just had to tell somebody, tell the family. Keep it in the family. But we are in this age. We're in this age where people, whenever they have something to say, they immediately run to social media. They immediately run to social media. And we already know about people getting killed over outing people. It's a serious situation. especially Black folk, especially us, because no matter how far we go and how far we are from our African roots, it's like instilled in us to not accept it, you know. And I know it's hard for a lot of people to accept that, but this was an incest situation, so this really didn't need to go out to the world. It really did not need to go out to the world. Exactly, it does, Terry. But we've also had people, commit suicide off of stuff here on YouTube as well. We've had people committing suicide off of things on social media. People getting killed about stuff on social media. People take everything to social media, though. You know? I mean, you guys think about it. I mean, oh, we see husbands and wives getting caught cheating on social media. We find out whether somebody is married or engaged or got a new job on social media. Everything is on social media. But people don't understand that everything does not need to be on social media. That is like yelling it out on the street corner, like you are the paper boy saying, extra, extra, read all about it. That's what it is. You really, really, really do. And a couple of days ago, another YouTuber, So Alchemy, put out something in regards to internet safety. And, people really need to, be so careful with that. This young man, Pop Smoke, he got killed because of social media, because he inadvertently put the information as to where he actually was on his social media. So then the house was targeted. You know? I mean, people put on social media when they're on vacation. Now, most of us, if we're smart, you don't put all that stuff on there. You wait until you come back and say, oh, I was on vacation. Here are my vacation pictures. People get robbed. Come back, find a house, nothing in the house, because they put it on social media. They're going to be out of town. Exactly, Matt. But see, I don't do the online thing with dating. Maybe it's because I'm older. I tell you guys, maybe that's what it is. I mean, but when it first came out, I was in my, when they first started like the online stuff, I was in my 30s. I was younger. I was young enough to jump into it. But it just seemed weird to me even then. Because, you have to think about, this person's probably not who, they probably don't look anything like what they say they do. People, you thought about whether people are going to be honest. And a lot of people aren't honest in those situations. Posting pictures from 20 years ago. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And saying that that's what you look like now. Stop it. You know, you know, that's the reason why, a lot of us would want to say more things on our channels or be more open, but certain things you can't say. Like I said last night, if my son was not an adult, I would never say his name. But all y'all know is his first name. That's a really common name, you know? And, you know, but you never hear me say the name of anybody else, you know? I talk about my dad all the time, but I never say his name. I tell y'all he's a doctor. I give you all the information, but I never say that information. But I've given enough information that if somebody really wanted to go look up that information, they could go find it. But you think about, like, dang, you can't even, like, you have to, if you want to talk about certain things, you have to, like, tailor what you're going to say, because you don't know what information people may take and use, crazy. Yep. You're funny. Well, and here's the ironic thing. It's just like I don't use my name on here. Okay. I use DC, but in real life, that is what people call me. People do call me DC. Even who know what my first name is, they still call me DC. People have called me that name since high school, and it just kind of stuck. So I use it, but yeah, even my real name is, well, actually, no, my real name is not that common anymore. It used to be a common name a long time ago, but it's not anymore. But I've met a bunch of people on YouTube that have my real, my birth name, my government name, government first name. But you have to be very, very, very careful about what you say on these platforms. And I think that might be the reason why here on YouTube, a lot of people don't show their face. I come on camera so you guys can see me. I don't stay off the camera all the time. And when I first started doing the live streams, I was on camera. I didn't do the avatar at all. And when I'm not using StreamYard, I am on camera. On the other ones, I have a new one that I have to try. That one that Latu told us about. I have to try that one because I think I need to start doing some daytime pop-ups to help me with my hours. Because, like it or not, even when I come on in the daytime, even if I just come on for like 30 minutes, I get like way more people in the daytime because y'all are all up. But there's so many other streams that are going on during the day, and I like to go around to other people's streams, and plus I'm working. So when I come on during the day, I'm still working while I'm talking to you guys, and I'm generally sitting there working, and I've been so busy. My work days have been so crazy that I don't have time to stream in the daytime. But I'm going to have to figure it out. So I can, start doing some, so I can get to my 4,000 hours faster. You will go on camera soon? Cool, Terry. You know, I come on camera, y'all, so y'all can see me. And probably when I get the green screen, I'll come on camera sometimes with that, because then I can have a different background behind me, whatever I want, you know. Because I've checked out, they have a bunch of different backgrounds. So I'd like to try the green screen. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't have any picture, you know. I don't care, you know. Because here's the thing. I'm in the, you know, you guys know I'm writing books. So as I write these books, well, clearly I'm not writing the books as DC the Purple Diva. You know. But I'm also not using my government name. So, you know, it's DC. They are written by DC. And then I use a, you know, a last name that's not my actual real last name. You know. Hey, Miss Mahogany, no problem. Oh my goodness, Miss Mahogany. I'm so sorry you've been in the hospital. Are you okay now? Are you better now, Miss Mahogany? DC Comics. No, yeah, it's not that. No. Yeah, it's a part. You know, for doing books, you know, you use part of your name. You don't use your whole name. And I don't use my first name, first of all, when I'm writing books, because I don't want people to know that it's a female. That's why I use initials as a writer, because they don't need to, you know, when they see the title or see something, they don't need to automatically assume, you know, that it's a female. And a lot of women do that are writers, so that you don't immediately know that it's a woman. Somewhat. Well, we're gonna keep you in prayer, Miss Mahogany. Definitely, we're gonna keep you in prayer. I'm glad you're feeling better. Yeah, but I don't like to hear that you were in the hospital. Because that means it was serious. Okay, well, Miss Mahogany, well, don't worry, because we're about to get off of here tonight anyway. So, you know, I'm glad you came through though. So, you know, so I can add you into my prayers. I figured you were just busy or just trying to get some rest. But give me 1 second. Let me come on. Let me see if I can bring the camera on. Okay, let's see. Hey, David, come here. Let me see if I can get David to come over here onto the camera. Come here. Come here. Let's sit here. Come here. Look. See? There's David, y'all. All right. You can go. You can go. He's like, Anyway, you guys, thank you guys for coming tonight. Thank you, Mahogany, for coming through, sis. We will keep you in prayer. Excuse me. Sorry. Thank you guys for coming through. Appreciate everybody for being here. You could have been any place but here, but I appreciate you for coming to here. And as always, in leaving you, I offer you guys Peace and blessings from the West Side, everybody. Thank you, Purple Paisley Squad. I'll see you guys tomorrow. TGIF. Bye.